Daddy, before TV had come into the area in Sumner County, Daddy put in what they call a Delco system, which was a DC system. Built a special little house with a little generator and a whole rick of batteries. And that generator would run for 30 minutes and charge up all the batteries. And that gave us all a light in each room, like electricity. And it actually had a refrigerator that worked off of DC. See, before that, the Iceman would come on Saturday, and we had a card on the outside of the house door that had 25, 50, 75, or 100. And that Iceman would know if we had up here, we want a 100-pound block of ice, he'd bring in a 100-pound block of ice and put it in the ice box, and that'd last a week. Same as refrigerator. Of course, after Daddy put in the Delco system, we got a regular refrigerator that run similar to an electric refrigerator.
Tell her about the beef club.
And then, yeah, of course that took care of the meat. And of course you had to pour gasoline into this engine to make it work on the Delco system. And another thing was interesting back when we was growing up, when we was kids, even before we had electricity, it was in the community was a beef club. Now don't many people know what a beef club is. A beef club would be probably 15 members. Now 15 members, each one of these 15 members would have a beef that is raising to be slaughtered at a certain time in the fall. And every Saturday, one of these 15 members would bring up this beef, and they'd kill the beef. And we had a man that would cut up the beef. He was a butcher, into 15 different parts. And that give all 15 members fresh beef for a week. And this went on for 15 weeks, which is give everybody fresh meat, really fresh meat.
It's the only way we could get that fresh
That's
meat.
right. We had no grocery stores at that time could carry fresh meat.
Because they couldn't keep it cold?
Couldn't keep it cold, didn't have refrigerators or nothing. They had ice boxes.
So if you were going to take a cow to slaughter, you had to have enough people to use up the meat while it was fresh.
That's right, yeah.
So each person would just put in a cow every week?
Every week, at 15 weeks.
How'd you know what cut of meat you were going to get?
Well, the butcher rotated it.
Okay.
He rotated. You get this portion this week, next week you get this portion, next week you get this portion.
So not one person's getting the fillet every single week and the other person's getting the tongue.
You rotated it. The butcher rotated in 15 different increments.
So you keep the meat fresh for a week.
Oh yeah.
And then they also did...
See, we couldn't freeze meat back then. We didn't have freezers.